How would you sum up what went wrong today, Matthew?
Wow. I guess from my perspective, when a team collectively plays and lack fluency in both sides of the ball, you need to have a look at our preparation. So there's some work to do. We had lacked a bit of continuity during the week. To be honest with you, we lost some players under different circumstances, pretty handy players, and so we're asking a lot of young and experienced guys to play against tough opposition in tough conditions. So it may sound a little bit like an excuse, but it's been a reasonably challenging week for us.
Was a heat a factor?
Was a factor when we looked after the ball the way we looked after the ball. So in the first half, I think they had nearly 30 more plays than us. So it becomes a factor. Yeah. We made the biggest contributing factor to our lack of possession was our errors. And we had 4 penalties to 1 or something, 5 penalties to 1, and a couple of tries, and all of a sudden you're 30 plays down in the count. That's 5 sets. The heat was a factor, but we made it a bigger factor than it needed to be.
How frustrating is it when someone like Kevin Rock comes up with a big play like a 40-20 and you took a good one?
Yeah, I'm going to try and sound experienced here, man. It's challenging sometimes, but we're in a process. So, and what happens is that you get that play and then you lose the ball on play 1. You almost see your team freeze in front of your eyes. Yeah. And, we probably got a little bit conservative then. We didn't put a lot of passes together until late in the second half, which that's not what footy's about at the moment. So, as I say, there's some stuff there in our preparation that, we need to get right.
Simon, you've lost 11 games on the bounce now. Is it playing on the players' minds that you've forgotten how to win?
No, this is a new group from last year, so it's three for this week, and it's not the way we wanted to start this year. We're working pretty hard through the week, but we're not really implementing it when it comes to the game. You can definitely see that out there today.
Do you think it's preparation, or do you think it's something else?
I think whenever you perform like that, you got to look at what you do before the game. But it's no excuse for how we played. It was a very, very poor effort collectively today.
Matty, how long do you think it'll take to turn things around?
About 8 days. You won't call my optimism. I know we're in a process. Hopefully we've got 3 or 4 players back available next week. We've got some pretty handy players out of our squad at the moment. And when you're asking young blokes, play a high quality team like we did today under difficult circumstances, there's a few occasions there that it cost us. Then we've got some other players that, when our team's rolling well, will make a bigger difference to us than they are at the moment.
Matt, how differently are you asking the guys to play this year as opposed to the previous styles?
Yeah. It's a really good question. I haven't really done too much referencing on last year. Certainly looked at all the reports about what went on, and obviously watched a lot of footage at the back end of the season. So that was probably one reason not to reference it. And footage changed a bit, The type of play that's effective now has changed because of the interpretations of the ruck. So that's a really fair question you ask, and my honest answer to you is that because I'm not totally familiar with, I looked at all their playbooks and stuff from last year, but the execution of it, because I wasn't totally familiar with it, I've got to say I haven't really referenced too much of that.
Have those changes disadvantaged your team?
No, they should be an advantage to us. Again, not an excuse, but my team at the moment, or our team at the moment, there's 12 of them, in round 3, in the rehab group. So I'd like to have them available. That doesn't mean I've changed the team, but what it's like. That creates that little bit of pressure. But our continuity today, and our use of the football, and then our defensive structures must have been away that day. We were practicing that stuff. So quite. But my optimism won't leave me, and my belief in this group won't leave me either. I just know we're in a process.
You haven't scored in the first half this season. That must be a worry.
Well, again, probably a little like Kenny's question. You know, I've been more obsessed about how we're playing rather than what's going on. You know what? If we came in and we lost today, I'd still be peeved. But if we played like we prepared, I'd be okay with it. Because at least we'd be losing under the circumstances that we prepared. Does that make sense? And we're just not quite pulling that off. So that's not just accountability to the players, that's accountability across everything that we're doing when you do. Now, my job is to work out why that's not happening.
So, I mean, do you think coming year with the coach being reappointed at the Sharks and obviously this is what's going on, that you're in for you're sort of up against it? Would they be up? They'd be up for the game, I suppose.
Yeah, you're up for every game. It's always a tough battle against Cronulla here. And, we weren't paying too much attention to what forward second half of the first thing. We were more trying to concentrate on what we could control, and obviously we didn't pull it off today.
You've obviously watched them, Matt, the last couple of weeks. Are they different today, Cronulla, than what you've seen?
I think they've played. This is their third good performance. Now, their losing performance wasn't a bad one, was it? So we weren't expecting anything else. I mean, you know, I'm over the moon for Fano, by the way. I think that, you know, I'm so pleased that out of all this stuff, which you know, someone needs to explain it. I have people explain it to me, and I still haven't got it covered. So I'm either an imbecile or someone's not explaining it right to me. I just don't understand what's going on. But you know, I'm really pleased he's back. But we had our own reasons to get fired up. You know, we had a player lose his sister. You know, you can draw on that stuff if you want to do that. You know, a really young, beautiful girl, you know, lost her wife to cancer, and that's a kid that we all really care about. And he's obviously not in great shape. So I get the Fano thing, and I'm really pleased that we had our reasons to play well too.